Do you have relationships in which you feel wronged, taken advantage of, or mistreated? Or perhaps you tend to associate yourself with people who feel about interactions with you this way? If the answer is yes, then this video might be just for you. It does not matter whether the relationship you thought about when you clicked this video is one with your colleague, spouse, friend, or a parent. All types of relationships can be fixed in the same way. You know, I hate when videos keep their solution till the last minute so that they can stretch that watch time a little bit longer. So here's the solution I propose you implement in your life. Set up your boundaries. I guess that once you heard what the subject of this video is, you immediately started coming up with some excuses as to why you don't have to improve in this area of your life. You probably think you already do it quite well, right? See, by default, each one of us knows basically only one way in which interpersonal borders work. It is the way we were taught, probably by our parents or close relatives. And that way we were taught is the default of our society. And the more people I meet throughout my life, the more I realize that this system of interpersonal borders is quite universal and has one very apparent issue. Here's the issue that plagues the human world. People do not set up their boundaries. And this lack of setting personal borders shows in various symptoms such as lack of communication between people and creation of assumptions. Assumptions such as, first, thinking that other people know what your boundaries actually are, and second assumption is that we are thinking that what is normal and natural for us should be also natural for other people. Therefore, we are projecting our own instructions to the world on others. And as a result of these previous assumptions, we create a new one, and that is that whenever people cross our borders, it is to wrong us, to hurt us, or to do something wrong against us. So how do you know that you could improve in setting up your own boundaries? Like I mentioned before, you probably think you're doing it quite well already. I think a good test is to think about the tendencies of relationships in your life. Here are a few questions that I suggest you ask yourself and answer honestly. The first question is, do I find myself feeling wronged or taken advantage of by other people? Second, do I fear that people are not appreciating me for who I am or that they owe me something? Third, am I quiet even when I feel like saying, don't do it, stop, no? The more answers yes to these previous questions, the bigger you have a problem with setting up your personal boundaries. See, when we decide not to set our borders, we think that we create something positive for the relationship, that we are doing something not to hurt the other person, or any other variation of some empathic thought put into the process. Honestly, I think it's just a bullshit story we tell ourselves. In reality, we are simply avoiding having uncomfortable conversation with other people. On top of that, we fear being disliked by others. But the danger of doing it is that every time we choose not to set our boundaries, we start disliking ourselves a little bit more. Each one of us wishes to be courageous. That's why superhero movies are so popular. Yet, in these circumstances, we tend to succumb to fear. We want to see ourselves as honest people, yet we choose to be dishonest with other person and even with ourselves. We also like to think that sucking it up is some sort of sacrifice for the relationship. But what type of relationship are we actually maintaining? I think we create a destructive act that sets our relationship on a bad trajectory with other people. Our relationship becomes based on the illusion of communication and mutual trust. And if left like that, this relationship will finish in a big boom, with an argument where You think you are actually arguing the issue at hand, but in reality all unexpressed grudges from the past are coming out in ways that are ugly. And trust me, they will come out in uglier forms than they ever had to, if only you decided to set your borders earlier. The key question here is to ask yourself, do I want that to happen?